Yo everybody and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Steins 0. Sorry to call you out here. Oh, I had my phone up. Sorry about that. Sorry to call you out here. It's fine, I just happened to be nearby. After seeing the icon missing on my phone, I contacted Maho immediately. My goal of course was to see what was going on with Amadeus in this world. I had to find out. So, what did you want to talk about? It's about Amadeus. What? Maho's eyes suddenly went wide. The reaction surprised me as well. I'd simply said the word Amadeus. How do you know? What do you mean? How do you know about Amadeus? That program was put on hold last summer after Chris's death. Amadeus was put on hold? You mean the project itself was shut down? Yeah, that's right. She clenched her fist in anger. It seemed the change in this world line was a big one. Now, answer my question. How did you know about Amadeus? Because, should I tell her about the world lines and attractive field theory? Chris had told me that someone at her lab was doing work on it. Chris, who told you about that? I decided it wasn't the time to tell her. If I tried to explain everything, I'd have to tell her about D-Mail and Time Machine. Mao didn't seem to know about all that yet. I could imagine what she'd say if she heard the truth. She was yet another of those people who would be entranced by the possibilities of science. Can you tell me a little more about how the project was shut down? What was the reason? Evidently, there was a complaint from an outside group. Creating an artificial intelligence with a human memories is no different than making a copy of a human, they say. It's something that only God is allowed to do. A lot of people in Europe and America like to push their own values on others, especially in delicate matters like these. Is that the only reason? Yep, at least as far as I heard. The professor and the rest of the team were really mad when they heard the research was being shut down. The Amadeus program was stopped. Someone is reminding me. Okay, wait, is there something? There's something I want you. There's something I want you to tell me. You okay with asking me? Yes, I think you could give me good advice. I don't want you to expect too much. What kind of gift do you think a father would enjoy? Your father, I think the darkness within him goes very deep. Huh? The darkness? Oh, you know, darkness, black. A black handkerchief? Maybe it would be, that would be a good idea. Maybe, yeah? A handkerchief. Great, I'll do that, but why black? I think your dad probably likes black. Thank you, Okabe. Oh, Luca. The Amadeus program was stopped. Did that have something to do with the world line change too? Wait. So, how did I meet Maho? We already met at the Amadeus seminar. If that never happened, what's wrong? I was just remembering how we met. Oh yeah, that was quite the coincidence, wasn't it? I asked her a few more questions, taking care not to rouse her suspicion. I managed to learn the basic story. Maho had really wanted to see the place where Chrissy had died. When she finally went to the radio building, she ran into me. I hate to say this, because it sounds so unscientific and scientific, but I like to think that it was karma that Chrissy brought the two of us together. Karma? Perhaps another example of attractive field convergence? It had already been decided that Maho and I would meet here in Akibara. But was there some meaning in that? Alright, tell Mayu and the others I say hi. And that last night was a lot of fun. Sure. Evidently, she'd gone to the last night's party in this world line too. It's given me good memories of Japan. Good memories? You're leaving? Not immediately. Remember what I said? I'm taking over Chris's research. I can't stay on vacation in Japan forever.
そうか。
I see. But still, she was only in Japan for another 10 days. I had hoped nothing would happen during that time. Amadeus had been shut down and no longer existed. No longer would I hear Chris's voice. After I said goodbye to Maho, what that meant really started to sink in. Just makes me wonder what Chris's message was. It's a weird thought that maybe Chrisu is talking to herself or Amadeus via D-mail somehow. I could still feel Chris's warmth in my chest, her smell, all the feelings I tried to forget when coming back, now that I'd seen her. No one would ever be happy in that world line. Everyone would be miserable. That's what she said. I knew that. That's why I decided to stay here. But that doesn't mean I could erase the sense of loss I felt. I went back to the lab to get this all together in my head. The cause of the attack on the last world line was Kagari, and there was a good chance that Amadeus was involved in the world line change that took place afterwards. But in this world line, the lab had never been attacked, and the Amadeus project had been cancelled while it was still in the research stage. That meant two major factors in the events that had occurred so far no longer existed. If they were gone, maybe there was no need to worry too much. But even so, there was still a tiny alarm going off in the back of my mind. Why had Amadeus been shut down? What happened to Chris's missing memories? To Kagari's missing memories? If nothing else, I might need to learn the answer to those two questions. I thought for a while, then took up my phone and booted up the Rhine program application. Okay. Kagari Shina felt happier and more fulfilled than the people around her thought she was. Her memories were missing. All she knew now were memories of when she was young. She had gone to the past when she was 10 and then gone separated from Suzuha. Cough, cough. Her memories afterwards were a total blank, with the exception of the last few weeks. The oldest memories after her childhood were of the ceiling where she saw when she woke up. It was the ceiling of an old temple with stains here and there that looked like faces. She remembered being a little scared. Shortly after, she was given to Yamabayashi Shrine. Kagari, would like some tea? Oh, yeah, thanks, Luca. Okay, I'll put some on. That was when she met Luca Ushiba. At the time, she hadn't realized that she already knew him. Luca Yubushiba blah 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 was a good friend of her adopted mother, Mayuri Shina. He played with her a lot when they were kids. When she was younger, she always thought he was a woman. To Kagari's young eyes, he'd been a strong grown-up woman. At the time, she always wondered why Suzuha had called him Big Brother Luca. Wait, hold on. When she was younger, she'd always thought that he was a woman. Okay. Here you are. Thank you. But the Luca in front of her now was far younger than the one she had known. He looked like a pretty girl, and not nearly as strong. So she'd only realized that he was the Luca Ushibawa she knew after meeting her mother. This tea tastes a little different. It's rosemary tea. It's supposed to help you concentrate and improve your memory. I had Ferris give me some. Improving your memory and finding lost memory seemed like totally different things to her, but she didn't say so. Just the thought made her very happy. Luca, Mama Mayuri, and the rest of Okube's friends were all trying to help get her memories back. It would probably make most people nervous not having their memories. It would be hard not knowing what you'd experienced. But to be honest, Kagari didn't think she needed to remember. Sometimes it seemed like a memory was about to come back. Each time her mind would roar with a sense of fear and anxiety. Was it not very good? Luca saw that she'd only taken a sip and stopped, and he seemed worried. Oh, no, it's not. That's not true, it's good. I was just thinking. Thinking? Yeah, but it's nothing. She took a sip of the tea, hoping to change the subject. Anyway, Luca, are you really a boy? Everyone else said he was, but still, it didn't seem right to her. I am? Yeah? You really look like a girl, though. I don't know what to say to that. I know, hey, why don't we take a bath tomorrow? What? Then I'll know if you're really a boy or not. No, we can't. Why not? Because I can't take a bath with a girl. Don't you take baths with your sister? Yes, but that's when I was little. Gary? Sorry, it was a joke. You're so cute that I felt like I had to tease you. Oh. But if you respond that way, it means you really are a boy. That's what I've been saying. Even when he was upset, he still looked like a girl, she thought. As you can see, there are a dozen of different dishes available, and they're all you can eat. The TV screen had been showing all kinds of delicious foods. Wow. The sight had almost moved her to tears. This time is so wonderful, it's so different than the world I knew. It is? What's the future like? Do you want to know? Luca looked a little uncertain, and even though she'd asked, Kagari wasn't certain she should tell him. The future she knew was filled with despair. Everyone struggled desperately to stay alive, hoping that tomorrow would somehow be better. If they knew there was no hope, how would they survive? I don't think I do. Kagari sighed in relief. You're better off that way. The future can be changed. The future can be changed? Yeah, that's what Mom said. She said it could be changed. She said he'd change it. He'd changed it? That's what Mayuri's told Kagari, and that was her tiny light of hope. What was it? Steins what? Steins Gate? Yeah, that's it. Mammy said she knew it was real, but I don't really know what it is. Steins Gate? To be honest, Kagari didn't exactly know what that meant. Each time Maru said it, Kagari felt warmth in her heart. Someone would come to lead them to Steins Gate. When she thought about that, it gave her hope. And now, for our next report. Do you know that memory restoration technology is being studied around the globe? Today we have a special report on an American university that's at the cutting edge of this research. The news show had finished its floor report and had already switched to another topic. Now they were showing a college campus covered in greenery. It's a wide open space that clearly wasn't Japanese. The second she saw it, she suddenly felt dizzy. This is Victor Condiria University. It may seem like just another college campus, but there's a major project going on here right now. The discussion became more technical, far beyond what Kagari, who had only her memories as a child, could understand, but... Should I change the channel? Oh, wait. Kagari stopped him before he could get the remote. Kagari, do you understand this? Yeah, they're talking about how the brain works and whether you can make false memories. Wow, that's amazing. It was too complicated for me. She suddenly found herself easily understanding what was being said. Why? How? How could she understand this? Yeah, it's not that complicated. Memories are controlled by a part of the brain called the hippocampus, and there's a special part of the hippocampus called the fascia dentata. Also, I just realized it could easily have been Yuki before, but mind controlled like Maho had been. I need to remember mind controlled is a thing in this world. Kinda, to a degree. Granular-shaped cells found near the hippocampus gyrus. Autonomy treats them as distinct from the hippocampus, but the field of neurogenology often uses the term hippocampus to refer to both of them. Recent research has revealed that the neurogenesis occurred in the gyrus dentals plays an important role in forgetting things. Yes. She was surprised at what she was saying, but the words were kept coming away anyway. When new nerve cells are constructed there, they cause existing neurological pathways to reorganize. That's what makes you forget things. And so when this study team did experiments on mice, they saw false memories created. Oh, look, that room in the back. That's where they do the mice experiment and stuff. Kagari? Are you familiar with this university? Huh? She suddenly realized that Luca was looking confused. I mean, you seem to know a lot about it. The TV was showing something that looked like a lab. The camera went towards the back of the room. A white door was open that led to the next room. After seeing the results of the experiments on mice and performed here, the research team... No, I don't. But just now. That's right. She wasn't familiar with it. She doesn't know anything about any place like this, but... I don't know. But... For some reason, it suddenly feels like I do. There was suddenly a piercing pain in the back of her head. It felt like the beginning of something terrifying. She suddenly felt very nervous. And back to Okabe. Listen, I'm not doing it because you asked me to. Just don't forget that. Thank you. In the morning, I got to Tanuji and asked him to protect Kagari if something happened. This meant I had to talk to him about his role as a rounder again. And I had to tell him that Kagari had caught up in something big too. And since this was the second time I had the conversation, I was able to make it go a little smoother. That was only relative to the first time though. I never wanted to ask him for anything like this ever again. So Okabe, what the hell are you people involved in? I stopped myself. You can't say, huh? You'll ask me for a favor, but you won't say anything? I'm sorry. That's good though. What? Information is your final trump card. If you had just come out and told me, I would have called this whole thing off. Anyway, just be careful. Thank you, sir. I get it. Don't be so polite. Makes it so damn hard to deal with you. I bowed to him once more anyway and left the barn workshop. I like him. He's awesome. I managed to get Tanuji's help. And this morning I got another person on my side as well. Oh, Kriyomoka. She's a lot easier than Tanuji. I checked with Darren last night and found that just like in the Old World line, we'd hired her to find out about Kagari. All I had to do was ask her to keep looking into what Kagari had been doing before she came to this town. Now I've done everything I could in case something happened. All that was left was to pray that nothing did. I got to the lab where Lukaku was waiting. He had a very serious look on his face, and he said he needed to talk to me. There's something bothering me about Kagari's memories. Kagari's memories? Yeah. I don't know if it will help bring them back. That's fine. If something's bothering you, just tell me. Okay. Lukaku started to fidget and rub his knees together. Then he looked at me and slowly opened his mouth. Last night, they were doing a special memory research on TV. It was about an American university. When Kagari saw it, she acted like she recognized the school. An American college? Which one? It had a really complicated name. I think it was Victor Condor? Victor Condir University? Oh, that's it. That's the place. Victor University. That's where Chris had studied. Chris knew Victor... Kagami knew Victor Condir. If that was true, then how? The most obvious possibility that she went there too. But how would a kid who went missing in Japan go to an American school? And one of the best at that. Of course, it wasn't impossible, but... What do you think? Is this a clue? I could say anything based off just that, but... I see. Lukaku's shoulders slumped in disappointment. But that doesn't mean it's not a clue. What then? Yeah, it's worth checking out. What did you want to talk to me about? The best way to find out was to talk to her directly. Kagari was just about to start work, and she seemed put off by the fact that I had suddenly asked her to speak to her. Can you wait just a second? I have another person to join us. Another person? I didn't know a lot about Victor Condira myself. I could ask Kagari what she knew about the school, but I couldn't tell if the information was accurate or not. There was a better person she could ask. Someone who should be here any minute. Excuse me. The best way to find out whether the school was to ask someone who'd actually went there. In fact, Maho was, to this day, a part of their brain science lab. Ah, Maho, hello. Hi. How have you been? Maho still didn't know that Kagari was from the future. I'd have to keep her from finding out. You know, she really does look like Krisu. Maho stared at Kagari and then whispered so that only I could hear. It made sense. I'd been surprised myself. I started by explaining to Maho why I'd bought her hair. So what? You think she might have gone to my school? Wait a sec. I didn't know anything. I don't know anything about this Victor Kodja what's-its place. See, even she can't get it. Victor Condira University. See, I don't even remember the name. But yesterday you acted like you recognized it. Right, Lukaku? Yeah, you said they did mice experiments in the back room. And that after they actually showed the experiments in that room. Do you remember that, Kagari? I don't. I couldn't imagine Lukaku would lie, or there would be any point in him doing so. But the same was true for Kagari too. Urishibara, do you remember where that lab was? I don't know the details, but they say they were doing research on memories and the brain. Which means it might have been the brain science lab. Brain science lab. That's where I work. And also where Krisu worked too. Then Kagari may have met you and Krisu? It's just a possibility. There's more than one place that research brain science. And it's not just grad students where I work. There's a lot of regular scientists too. Even I haven't met everyone at the lab. But if I saw another Japanese person there, I'm sure I'd remember that. Which meant she didn't remember it. Which meant she probably hadn't met her. Lukaku, was there anything else about Kagari that you'd noticed? Kagari sometimes knows about things that are really complicated. Hey, I know some complicated things. Kagari pouted. I was one exception that was totally different from Krisu's expression. For example, Moses and depression. Those were just words that were complicated to write in Japanese. They were doing a special on fake memories last night, and you seemed like you knew a lot about it. Fake memories, huh? Yeah, one of the teams was working on that. We went to talk to them one time. Kagari, can you talk about that now? I don't really know. Did I really talk about that stuff? You did. She put her hand between her eyebrows and thought. She really didn't remember, it seemed. Has this happened a lot before? Not that much until recently. It suddenly started happening over the last few days. I don't know how Kagari could know things about Victor Condira, but it clearly had something to do with her missing memories. If I followed the trail a little longer, I might learn some clues. It was possible I might be able to bring back her memories. Suddenly she started to moan in pain. Kagari, what's wrong? My head kind of... It hurts? Lukaku was looking at her face, worried. Yeah, just a bit. Want to lie down a little? I'm fine. Maybe this is all too sudden. That's right. May have to put too much stress on her. Maho is looking worried too. Are you really okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you, Senpai. I hope so. The conversation was so natural that Maho and I almost missed it. Hey, did she just... Yeah, she called me Senpai. Guy, you just called Hyujo Senpai, right? No way, I didn't. No, you definitely did. Ushibara, you heard it too, right? Yes? Senpai, the Japanese word used to address an older classmate or colleague. I just learned that Maho and Kagari hadn't met at Victor Kondiria. Did that mean it was just a mistake? The sounds of footsteps coming up the stairs distracted me. They were so heavy there was no need to wonder who it was. Hey. Hello. Oh, you're here, Maho-tan. Don't call me that. Do I have enough? 1, 2, 3... He ignored Maho's complaint and started to count the number of people in the room. There's some kind of paper bag in his hands. Okay, I've got enough. Enough what? You know how they opened a new atoll in front of the station? There's some good looking pudding. I thought it might be a nice treat, so I bought enough for everyone. He put down the bag and opened the box and started putting the pudding cups on the table. Do it later. Why do you all look so upset? Is it that rare for me to buy something for everyone? Well, I guess it is, but I got some extra work on my job, you see? Not only am I talented, I'm also kind-hearted and I get paid. Feel free to fall in love, ladies. Huh? He turned the bag over and started shaking it. I'm missing a spoon. I bet the staff there forgot to put one in. I think there's a clean spoon in the sink. Oh, I've got my own spoon I always use. Lukaku suddenly stood up to get a spoon from the sink and suddenly stopped. He looked like a guy with a confused expression. Kagari, do you own a spoon? Huh? I thought all you had with you was your Opal keychain, right? Huh? That's right, isn't it? That's strange. Why did I say I had one? Her own spoon? I heard someone say that before. Not many people carried their own spoons around. It was common in Japanese to carry around your own personal set of chopsticks lately, but not spoons. But I knew. I had known someone who had carried around her own spoon. It was Masuka Krisu. Just a moment ago, she called Maho senpai. Did Kagari know Krisu after all? Hey, Heijo, how many people called you senpai in America? Just one. It's a Japanese word and a Japanese concept, after all. There's no need to even ask who it was. The only one who called me senpai was Krisu. Kagari, do you name a girl named Masuke Krisu? Masuke Krisu. Did she know her? And was she intimidating her? Intimidate? Sounds like I'm saying it. I can't say the right word properly, oh well. But why would she need to do that? Masuke Krisu. Gary seemed to be desperately searching her memories, but didn't seem to be working. She's a robot. She's Amadeus. That's the only thing I can think of right now. There was sweat on her forehead. Her headache might still be bothering her. Don't force yourself. There's no need to remember immediately. No, it feels creepy leaving it like this. Do you feel like you can remember something? I don't know. Try saying something, Ocarine. Huh? What's going on here? The fact that Kagari responded this strongly to Chris's name meant there had to be some relationship. What could there possibly be? The question was, what had Kagari been doing since she was separated from Suzuha in 1998? If she never met Maho, did she ever met Krisu? Maybe she became friends with Krisu and learned a lot about her. Then she'd gotten Chris's stories mixed up with her own memories. Or, I remember the machine that Krisu was developed in the Alpha War line and came up with a certain hypothesis. I quickly told myself that it was impossible. A time leap machine. My eyes met Maho's. She nodded. Kagari. Okay, let me ask you some questions. For now, I want to learn how much Kagari knew about Krisu. Where is your father? Daddy? Dad lived when I was a kid. If her memories were mixed up with Krisu's, she wouldn't say that. These were Kagari's memories. She said she remembered everything from before she was 10 years old. She only lost her memories after she separated from Suzuha in 1998. I had to go a little deeper. Then what does the word Koi Gohan mean to you? Koi Gohan? What are you talking about? Answer me please, Kagari. Everyone else seemed confused, but I felt as if my heart was about to stop. How could she know? Koi Gohan and Kamehameha was Chris's @channel handle. Not only did she keep that a secret, she almost let anyone know that she posted on @channel. She never would have told anyone. How could Kagari know something that only Krisu should know? More sweat poured down Kagari's forehead. Luka offered her a handkerchief worried. Kagari nodded and took it. Kagari, can you tell me how many major theories of time travel there are? Mao looked like she wanted to say something, but I motioned for her to stay quiet. 11. Gary spoke clearly, as if the answer was the most obvious thing in the world. 11 in total. Wait, is that right? I hadn't experienced much when I hadn't expected much when I asked the question. I certainly hadn't expected that. The terrifying possibility of thought of earlier. The terrifying possibility I'd thought of earlier was becoming more and more real. It was impossible. It had to be. The more I tried to convince myself, the more my fears grew. Can you tell me what those 11 theories are? Neutron star theory, and then black hole theory, light speed theory. Tyclone theory, wormhole theory, exotic matter theory. Kagami was continuing with counting with her fingers and speaking with very little hesitation. Cosmic string theory, quantum gravity theory, Celsium laser theory, elemental particle ring and laser theory, and lastly, Diratic antiparticle theory. Well, those are all correct. Maho's voice was hoarse. Tell me, Okabe, how do I know all this? Kagami looked like she was about to cry a little. Can I ask you one more thing? Could you use those theories to build a time machine? I don't think so. Oh, but even if you could use these 11 theories, science may invent a new theory that works someday. Even if you can't use these 11 theories. Why do you think so? Why? That's because, I don't know. But let me ask you another question. How did you arrive at that conclusion? I don't know, just somehow I knew. She knew, huh? That meant the knowledge existed inside of her. But why did she have that knowledge? Had she been to Victor Kondaria at some time in the past and met Krisu there? Maybe they were close friends, so close that Krisu would share her @channel nickname, which she would never told anyone. And then perhaps she mistook what she heard from Krisu for her own memories? That was the most obvious possibility, but that would go against what Krisu had said. Krisu said she didn't really have any close friends in America. She seemed to have developed a solid relationship with Maho at work, but the dark fear in my mind kept growing. Hey, Herjo, remember how you said Amadeus is put on hold? Does the upload memory data for Krisu still exist? Huh? Yeah? Probably. I don't think it was erased. How many people could access it? Very few. We never really announced it anywhere. Myself, Dr. Linskin, and a few other assistants, and then Krisu. Another question. Would it be possible to transfer that memory data to a human brain? Huh? In the other world line, Maho herself, or Dr. Linskin to be precise, had said something about that at the ATF, and we did see it happen later in that world line. No, in another world line. Confusion! And I had experienced it myself. Through the machine that digitalized human memories, sent them through time and then back to the same person's brain. It didn't exist in this world line, but I once lived in a world line where it was developed in this very room, and used it far more times than I ever wanted to. And because of that experience, I came up with an idea. A terrifying idea. Another way to explain what was happening to Kagami now. What are you getting at? Krisu was the one who had her own personal spoon. She was the one who called you senpai at school. Koi Gohan Kamehameha were Krisu's handle on that channel. I'm the only one who knew about it besides her. Krisu would know about the lab at Victor Kondaria. She would know about the mouse experiments. She would know about the 11 theories of time travel. Okuin, what do you mean? What are you trying to say? This is my idea. I looked around the room at everyone, then back at Kagami. Kagami, it's possible that you may have Maske Krisu's memories inside you. Oh. Okay. That kind of makes more sense than her being like a weird clone of Krisu. Just a little bit more sense. But I feel like this is going to be where I'm going to end this episode. A lot of confusing stuff has happened. But it's weird. Like, at first I was really bummed out at the ending I got. Like, it really didn't feel much like the game I kind of was expecting to get. But it kind of makes sense given the ending and how things turned out. This route is a whole lot different, and I'm really liking it. And it really does play off the knowledge we know and twisting it in ways that just make my head hurt. In the best kind of sense. So it's interesting to see how things will play out. And I hope, you guys check out how things play out too. So till then, everybody, bye.